Guys, Diamond Ice here coming at you with another video, and today's video is going to be all about the Windows PC. I'm going to be talking about my recommended applications for Windows users and everything of that nature. So let's get started with the key program that I'm using and this one is going to be OBS. Open broadcast software is definitely make a change for both my PC usage and pretty much recording, streaming, and everything of that nature. It's just one of those things I love about PC is you can have multiple applications to do, or you can have one application to do multiple uses. Having this software definitely does it for my Twitch streams and also for my recording sequences, which is what you're watching right now on YouTube. Is definitely something I would use very, very oftenly. Having multiple scenes, having multiple things just of recording, and all these other natures of stuff like that. You can have everything of the sort. Now, this thing here has multiple profiles and everything, and also because of the fact that OBS developers are actually making a multi-platform version, this one I'm currently using is technically the stable version right now, is the one that everyone uses. But there is a multi-platform version for all those Mac OS X and Linux users as well. So take a look at that. Make sure you have all these kinds of settings and such. It takes a while to set up. I'm not saying it's an easy ride to set up most of these applications. Some of them are not easy to do, but it's definitely, once you get it down, it's definitely it really help out your Windows usage, especially if you're a streamer or if you're just recording videos for YouTube like I'm doing right now. Now, definitely one of the usable ones. And one good thing I actually do like about this is I'm running two OBS instances right now. So OBS is actually running in two different things. That's why you're seeing kind of a parallel. If I move over the regular screen, you're going to see even more double. So see, like that. So the window I just dragged onto this monitor, because I have multiple monitors, is the one that I'm using to record. But as you can see, it's kind of paralleling, kind of going third dimension, fourth dimension, whatever you like to call it, kind of thing. It's kind of a trippy Inception. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. So that's that. OBS or open broadcast software, whatever you like to say. Free software, definitely very useful, and definitely the developers are definitely helpful for this. Next up, a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's continue on. One of my favorite other softwares is definitely VLC Media Player. One of this you can consider it the Swiss Army of video playback kind of things. Open up multiple files, open up everything here. Let's just play a random video of mine. Here, why not? Let's just play it looks like we're playing Quake. Let's try that. Let's load up. Oh, that's loud. Okay, that's loud. Don't worry, I'll fix that later. Don't worry. But yeah, the point is, what I'm saying is, this is what it is. VLC can run anything, any kind of video, anything of this nature of something. So it's really, really nice, and I'm just gonna close that off. Next up, I have MSI Afterburner. Now, MSI Afterburner is meant for those GPU intensive games and for you to overclock your graphics card. It's definitely something useful for something if you want to eke out more performance outside of your graphics card. One of the best things I see about this one is definitely stabilization and having multiple profiles to save. And you can even apply the overclocking at the system startup. Definitely very useful to use. It will automatically moderate all of your GPU temperatures, usages, fan speeds, anything you can customize in your graphics card, frame rates. You can look at the frame times, everything. You will see how much usage this thing is. You can tell how much of usage your graphics card is using, and see if you're not even implementing your full potential out of the graphics cards. So definitely one of my favorite softwares for graphics card overclocking and such. Stability wise, you can probably use another software, but definitely for sure MSI Afterburner is one of the key ones that definitely helped me out here. So next up, Malware Antibytes, one of my key favorites for keeping your PC clean and helpful, and not making sure you have any viruses or anything. One of my favorites on this is definitely for sure is their scanning feature. One of the things I loved about this is that it keeps out pretty much all the malware I have seen, all the malware, all the spyware, all those kinds of things. This is not an antivirus. I gotta make this thing clear right now. This is not an antivirus, so you got to make sure you have an antivirus set up with this. Since I'm currently I'm using the Windows Defender or the Security Essentials, whatever you like to call it, that's built into the Windows 8.1. But for people that are kind of, don't want to use Windows, they don't believe in that thing where it keeps up with all the viruses, malware, and all that things. One of my favorite ones to use is definitely Avast. Here, let me just look it up. Let me just look it up for a minute. Avast Avast antivirus. If you want something free, definitely Advanced free antivirus is definitely one of my favorite ones to use. I use it downstairs in my family PC, and it hasn't had me any problems. As long as you update it every day, it'll be it's greatly helpful for all those Windows users. Now I'm gonna get back to this window in a minute, but that's build a PC on Reddit for all you guys that are on there. Now, next up after malware, let's see, CC Cleaner. One of my Swiss Army, considered another Swiss Army, the Swiss Army of cleaning, pretty much. Helps out cleaning out the cache, all the Windows folders, all this kind of temporary files here. Let's just analyze for a minute, see what I have here. Probably haven't cleaned it. Google needs to be cleaned, but yeah, if your browsers are open and you need to clean the cache on it, you're probably not going to be able to unless you do it after. So just say no, you'll see it. And as you see here, I have temporary files, recent documents, thumbnail cache, log files, blah, 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 all these kinds of things. If you don't know what these is, don't worry about it. Mostly all the time when you clean this off, it will definitely help out your PC. And for anything cleaning wise, it will be helpful as well. There's even a registry in there too. You can scan for issues. I probably have some issues. I actually uninstalled a couple other things a couple days ago, so I'm not sure how this will work out. Let's see what happens here. But the idea is that you can fix these issues going down here and stuff like that. So definitely a very, very useful cleaner. One of my pretty much my tools of the trade for cleaning my PC nowadays, pretty much. Now let's take another cleaner. My other one that is in conjunction to that one is Advanced System Care. Advanced System Care is very, very, very useful. It has multiple applications on here that will definitely be helpful for you, especially if you're trying to clean off your PC from spyware, malware, any of those kinds of things. Shortcut fixes, like it says here. Spyware, security defense, disk scans, anything that you can do here. You can even download the updates from Windows Update if you haven't done any. So that's why it has the vulnerability fix. It will download actually anything that you see in Windows that has a lot of vulnerability. So it actually update it for you if needed. You can do a disk fragmentation. They call it disk optimization, but it's pretty much the same exact thing. It says defrag. It even says it here: defrag hard disk to something. Oh, it's probably not going to show up there. Defrag hard disk to improve PC performance. That's the same way. So it's literally defragging the hard drive. But remember, if you're running a solid state drive, don't defrag it. That's definitely something you should know, that you want to extend your life outside of a solid state drive. So just got to be aware of that. Now, as I was saying, though, there's a bunch of other plugins and other things that you can use. So here, plugin toolbar cleaner, protect your browser against malicious plugins and toolbars. Definitely one of the system hogs is definitely Chrome, but with my extensions and everything on there, it will definitely help it out if you need to clean it out just in case. Inside the toolbox is a lot of other things. So part of I'm using is there is a free version and there is like they consider it the pro version, but you don't need it. I mean, it's not needed for anything of those natures, but the ones I primarily use is the uninstaller for, installing programs and everything. Smart defrag is useful if you want to do it, but it's not something I would use. Start 8 if you're still on Windows 8.1 and you still don't like that start button. If you want the actual start button like that, then that's something you can use if needed. Windows 10 is actually coming out soon too as well, so just gotta be aware of that. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out, so just make sure you know that. And then Startup Manager. Startup Manager has definitely is definitely one of my useful kind of startups. Make sure my boot times are fast and everything like that. Now I have a lot of things installed and everything, so that's probably why I have a lot of stuff here, but it's not needed. I mean, you can figure it out yourself. So if you can't figure it out, let me know. I can help you guys out if needed. I'm gonna turn off that shit. Webcam software, I can leave that on. QuickTime, fuck that. But as you can see there, yeah, it's just an idea of what you can do to install things and have everything start up being disabled, so your thing will boot up faster. It's always love for speed. That's what it is, especially with a solid state drive like mine. Definitely something useful as well. Now, another thing for cleaning, I guess I wouldn't say cleaning up, but more towards like making sure your specs or everything is correct, make sure everything is of nature, and make sure it's actually up to date, is hardware info. And where did that window go? All right, hang on, I gotta find that window. All right, you know what? Let's just go another thing. Audacity, definitely another application that I would definitely use for just general use for commentaries, voiceovers, anything of that nature. For for just using particular things. I'm not gonna record right now because actually no, I'll record. I'm not gonna replay it, but as you can see, it's actually picking up what I'm gonna be doing right now. It's actually picking up what I'm talking about right now. I'm not gonna play it because it's just gonna echo over, and then that's not nice. Actually no, we can do that. Hang on a second. Just pause it right now, and then I'm gonna go mute for a little bit, and we'll just talk what happened here. Play it, but as you can see, it's actually picking up what I'm gonna be doing right now. It's actually picking up what I'm talking about right now. I'm not gonna play it because it's just gonna echo over, and then that's not nice. Actually, no, we can do that. Hang on a second. So, like I said, definitely useful. Always one of those great things you can do about here. Now, what you can do here is you can generate, you can do effects, anything that you can use. I haven't really used it as much because I actually just started using this maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, where I found out, like when I was making commentary just like this, that I didn't combine and use, I was making a video, a live commentary, but the problem was the audio of the game was so loud that I forgot to lower it to the point where my voice is over it. So that's definitely something. This is something useful. You can run 2 separate programs at the same time and such. That's what I like. That's what I always like about Audacity for sure. So I'm just gonna close this out. I'm gonna save that. Now here's one of my pinnacle. I'm not gonna say pinnacle, but for audio usage, it's definitely one of my favorite ones. And this is Voicemeeter Banana. So what happens here in Voicemeeter is something I love to use. Is definitely. I only been using this for about a month or so because I found this out through YouTube pretty much. I was trying to find out how I can take out and remove the background noise from pretty much from my microphone, to grabbing it from all the other outside places and everything of that nature. So what happens is, so this noise gate here, it actually comes out to 6.1, right? So now if I manage to turn this off, like here, let's just turn this off for a minute. That's all you hear. You're hearing my PC fans. You're hearing everything. So here, let's hear another talk here. Yep, that's all my fans going through there right now. And then I'm just going to increase it back up. And here, let's listen to it again. See, nothing. Definitely very, very useful for a thing for me. And what I just wanted was the noise gate. Wanted something for that nature so I can keep that up. And then you can change up the gain. You can change up those other things here too. Now I can actually change my voice a little bit. I'm just gonna move this around a little bit so you can see what happens here. Hopefully I'm not gonna echo, but it might echo. I'm gonna figure it out in post edits when I take this out. But as you can see, my voice is changing to a point where it changes the kind of, I'm even peaking a lot too, so I might want to change that a little bit. But as you can see, my voice is changing to where I put this little dot in here. Is just kind of like the normal, this is like the normalization kind of thing, so I sound really normal. But here I can go like a lower, I can go bass heavy, kind of that kind of thing, kind of that idea. So definitely very, very useful tool that I love to use and such. Especially when I have like multiple like softwares for all my other like sound cards, my Wi-Fi cards, all those other things. Like here, if you look at my sound devices, it looks really, really confusing. Especially because I use Voicemeeter Banana with inside of what they call a virtual audio cable, they call it. So here, I can have a bunch of things here, but kind of the gist of it is, it goes through the Voicemeeter input. Your default is going to go through here instead of going through, let's say here, like for example, my sound card would be the speakers, this thing right here. But since I'm not using that, I'm going to be using the Voicemeeter input. That's the one where it keeps it kind of higher, lower, whatever you like to call it. Which then I can modify through here, through this window. That's what I like about this. That's what I like about this particular program. I can combine and go lower and higher depending on which one's per needed and such. And then obviously like a recording for as well. You have a bunch of things here. I have my microphone going through here, but I'm actually going through the output, or I'm going to be going through the output through this input here. So definitely useful. It's something very, very helpful for me to do, especially for audio reasons, especially when you want to have clean audio, those kinds of things. That's what I like about it. Now let's see what I have here. Spotify. Spotify is one of my favorite music players, and there it really is. And also fuck Apple Music, because that thing's really, really bad. Either way, Spotify definitely is one of my useful music things. Helps me out in streaming, but it also helps me out in my particular thing with all my other music as well. I have a lot of music on here for playlists and things, and I haven't bought a single one. Definitely one of my favorite ones to use. I have so many songs, it's just like, it's thing. Apparently I have like 732 songs out of that one, so One of my useful music things I have done for playlists, for streaming, for all those kinds of things, all of those things. And where is my hard? Okay, so finally I'm gonna go look at see where I can find a hardware info button again. I thought I had it, but I can't figure it out where it is now. Oh, there it is. There. So hardware there. That's in my fucking system theory. Whatever. All right. So here it is. Hardware info 64. So obviously the 64 means the 64-bit version of this particular thing. If you want the 32-bit version, if you're running an older system, there is another version of that. But obviously, if anything, if you're on a Windows PC, always try using the 64-bit. Always the one that's more optimized more. Like even before I had a problem with OBS, and especially with the Elgato software that I borrowed from my friend one time for like a week or so. The problem is with that one is they only have 32-bit drivers, and it kept crashing OBS. It always did for me, and I couldn't use it for like a long time. So that's why I bought myself a Evermedia capture card, pretty much the internal one that has no delay, which means I can play pretty much like here. Let me show for an example. I can play through the OBS preview window if I wanted to. So here, I'm just going to turn off my Xbox for a little bit. I'm going to see how this works out. Actually, come on, turn on. There we go. All right, hang on a second. Let's see if this thing turns on. But anyways, this capture card definitely helps me out for out of things, and apparently it's out of range. Okay, never mind. But either way, yeah, this is how it shows up on my screen. Is through the capture card of that. That's why OBS is so useful. It helps me out. Even if I'm not streaming or recording, I can just play on this window. I can play it throughout this thing. I can even make it full screen here, like an example like this. See, so definitely useful for me. Definitely useful for everyone else if you want to use that software for everything. Okay, so what else do I have here? I think that's it. Oh, actually, no. One more thing. Wiz Mouse is definitely something you should know that you should use. So here, let me just show you. So Wiz Mouse for Windows definitely has helped me a lot. For definitely if you want to, let's say you're playing a game and you're trying to, maybe you found like a window, like a news article or something. Here, I just have build a PC for here for a reason. So here, so I have Windows. I have a bunch of all this thing showed up, kind of like that, right? Let's say I want to keep scrolling. I want to scroll here without having to take off my active window, which would have been this which is hardware info right now. I can scroll with WizMouse. I can still scroll any web browsing, any kind of window, without having to pretty much just go to the window. Like obviously I can go to the window like this, but what if I'm looking at something here? What if I'm monitoring temperatures and I can't look at it because this window's in the way? WizMouse fixed that problem for me. It's definitely very, very useful for that kind of things. I love it. I love that kind of thing like that. So, let's see what else I have here. I think that's it. Oh no, T-Board. T-Board has helped me out inside of streaming as well. One of my best things for using for Twitch streaming, at least, it keeps up with you, as soon as you put in your license key, the dashboard key. This is what it gives you. It gives you notifications, IRC, pretty much all widgets now playing, videos, and all those kinds of things that you would have done inside of Twitch, but also very, very useful. That's what I like about it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But I think that's it for programs. Now, if you want all the links to these programs, most of them were free. I probably should have said something about that, but you will see it down below in the description of this video if you want any of these kinds of problems, or if you want any of these applications. Now, if you want any help from them, make sure you hit that like button and also hit down in the comments down below to see which ones would you like to use inside of this video, inside of these applications. If you want any help, go ahead and leave down in the comments or send me a message on Twitter as well. I'm always there. That's pretty much one of my things. Oh, there you go. Never mind. TweetDeck, one of my favorite ones. TweetDeck is definitely for Twitter users. It definitely keeps up with multiple columns and things I would love, particularly for all my users, all my things, all these kinds of things. So make sure you leave a like down below, and make sure you guys comment. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.